Hello everyone. As we discussed yesterday in the pre-market report video, today is November 5th, 2025 and tonight we are getting the MSCI index rebalancing announcement. I know many of the viewers like me are wondering what stocks will be added or removed and how this will impact the market. Usually at this point, Nuvama will release their research report about what stocks they think might be included and what stocks will get excluded, that kind of thing. But this time they haven't. So, as I had a lot of free time in my evening and being a nerd in the stock market, in the last 2 days I did research on how stocks will be added to the MSCI index and so on. And if I am correct this time, then probably next time I could take trades based on this. Hence, in this video, I would like to discuss what we can expect from today's announcement and what it means for our market. I'll cover three things. First, why MSCI rebalancing matters so much. Second, which stocks are likely to be added today. Third, how much money will flow into these stocks. So at the end of this video, we will know exactly what to watch for and how the market might react over the next few weeks. Without delay, let's get started. First, why MSCI rebalancing is such a big deal. See, in today's market, not just in India but globally, passive investing dominates everything. And MSCI is the benchmark that most global funds follow. If required, please pause and have a look at these numbers. In India, the total FII or FPI money in Indian stocks is roughly 79 lakh crore rupees. Out of all FPI money, MSCI related passive funds consist of 20 to 25% and another 40 to 50% are active funds that still use MSCI as their benchmark. I mean, that's nearly half to two-thirds of all foreign money that in the Indian market. So when MSCI adds a stock, these funds have to adjust it or buy it. It's not optional, it's mechanical. They must replicate the index. And each new stock inclusion typically attracts 100 to 200 million dollars of passive inflows. That's around 850 to 1700 crore rupees per stock. Hence, it's a significant event. Then comes the next question, what are the criteria for rebalancing? I mean, the main criteria are free float market cap and what headroom foreign investors have. Then, does the company have sufficient daily trading volume and liquidity? And more importantly, how does it trade relative to other stocks? Basically, it tracks the performance of large and mid cap companies that are open to foreign investors. Hence, for a stock to qualify for the MSCI India Index today, I estimated it needs to have a free float market cap of around 31,000 to 32,000 crore rupees, plus it needs good liquidity and foreign ownership headroom. Here, I don't want to bore with a calculation like how I come up with these 32,000 crore rupees, but just remember this number. Next quarter, this will become 33,000 or 33,500 crore rupees only. So the calculation part is not that important. Now let's talk about the specific stocks for today's announcement. Based on my analysis, there are four strong candidates. First, Aditya Birla Capital. I believe this is almost certain. I mean, the stock's total market cap is 87,000 crore rupees and the free float is around 34,000 crore rupees, well above our estimated threshold. Daily average trading volume is 250 to 300 crore rupees. Meanwhile, FPI ownership is just 9 to 10%, while they are allowed up to 49%. So this stock has plenty of room for foreign buying. Hence, the probability of inclusion, I would say 95%. And if they include this stock today, then we could expect inflows of around 150 to 200 million US dollars. Then the second one, Federal Bank. This one is interesting. It actually qualified in August month itself but was deferred due to sector weight balancing. But it ticks all the boxes: liquidity, float, FPI accessibility and strong fundamentals. Free float market cap is massive at 52,000 crore rupees. FPI holding is 25% with a 74% limit. So there is lot of headroom. Hence the probability, I would say around 80%, and the expected inflows around 180 million US dollars. Third, Paytm, 197 communications. Now this could be the surprise inclusion. after its price recovery in 2025, its free float market cap increased to around 45,000 crore rupees. It has always had very good daily trading volume, so the liquidity is exceptional, which means the ATVR is above 100%. And it fits MSCI's digital growth narrative perfectly. Regarding the probability, I would say 80%, expected inflows 120 to 150 million US dollars. Finally, the fourth Indian bank. This is the borderline case. Market cap is fine at 31,700 crore rupees free float, but FA ownership is just 4.68%. The allowed FA ownership is 20%, very low. But the problem is Indian government owns 74%, which limits the foreign accessibility. Hence, FPI accessible liquidity is estimated at around 9% of float, below the MSCI comfort zone. So the probability may be 40 to 50%. If added, inflows would be around 100 million US dollars. Hence, as far as I think, we are likely to see 3 to 4 additions today, with Aditya Birla Capital and Federal Bank looking certain to me. With each attracting 100 to 200 million US dollars, total passive inflows could be 300 to 500 million US dollars. That's roughly 2,500 to 4,500 crore rupees. I mean, this money will flow over the next 3 weeks between the announcement today and the effective date on November 24th. But here is the interesting part. It's not just passive money. Active funds often front run these inclusions. So actual flows could be 30 to 40% higher. And since most additions are in the financial sector, AB Capital, Federal Bank, possibly Indian Bank, we will see sector rotation into financials. See, India's weight in the MSCI Emerging Market Index might also increase by 20 to 30 basis points. That means even more structural flows over the time. Historical data shows a clear pattern. If required, please pause and have a look. In the first week after the announcement, inclusion stocks typically rally 1 to 7%. Meanwhile, deletion stocks fall 2 to 4%. Between announcement and the effective date, that's November 5th to 24th, there's usually another 2% gain on average for additions. But here is the catch. Stocks that are widely expected to be added, like Aditya Birla Capital, might already be priced in. So they might see a buy the rumor, sell the news reaction. The real opportunity is in the surprise inclusions. If Paytm or Indian Bank gets added and the market doesn't expect it, we could see some significant rises. I mean, the execution window is November 18th to 24th. That's when passive funds actually do their buying. Volume will spike and there could be short-term dislocations. For deletions, the impact is usually temporary. If fundamentals are strong, it's often a buying opportunity after the initial dip. So, what should we watch for? Tonight at 11 p.m. CET, that's around 3:30 a.m. India time, MSCI will release the official PDF. Tomorrow, November 6th to 8th, we will see immediate market reaction, short covering on inclusion names, selling pressure on deletions. From November 18th to 24th, that's the passive execution window, expects volume spikes and volatility. And after November 25th, prices should normalize. Regarding large caps, as I mentioned in the last video, I believe Reliance Industries, Bharti Airtel and Titan Company could potentially see an increase in weightage given their recent market cap expansion, consistent earnings growth and strong institutional inflows over the past few months. On the other hand, ICICI Bank and IT stocks might see a slight reduction in the weightage, possibly due to relative underperformance in recent sessions and rotation within their sector. But please remember, this is just my analysis based on available data. Markets can always surprise us and I could be completely wrong. Always do your own research before making any trade. Don't make any investigation based on this. Take this like a pinch of salt. Thanks for watching.